This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. And now, if our camera cat and floor director cat can stay in one place, I'm Harry von Stuttgart, and here with the scores, the stories, and everything else in a great night of sports, Steve the Baxman Baxley. All right, thank you very much. Hi there, Harry. How you doing? Hope everything is well. Yes, friends, that's my mom over there. And behind the scenes and already making a name for herself is our camera cat Uno, who we're going to just do this and let you see that yes, there there she is. There's our lovely camera cat floor director. Camera one not really showing the well. Uno, Uno, where am I here? There you are. There you are. Hey, Uno. There you go. Oh, I'm trying to, but she's moving around. Hey, this is better than a monologue, or as we like to call it, the Baxalog. Hi, how are you? Who- You're supposed to be doing the show. You're not supposed to be taking pictures of me. By the way, if you are Mendy Summers, if you're going to take a picture of me, take a picture. Hey, oh no. Yes, I am here. How you doing? All right, there you go. There's our illustrious camera purr, little Uno. There we go. Yes, I am here. You get your show done. I, I'm trying to get the show done, but you're taking the wiring. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Hey, up the screen, guys. Up the screen. Thank you. All right. We've done given Uno 2 minutes of fame. Uh, let's just get this show going. Uh, just a moment here. Let me make sure. Have to make sure Uno doesn't realizes that she can't touch the wiring. Anyway, let's get going here with our scoreboard. And as always, please remember the scoreboard is presented to us by Caesars Sportsbook that reminds all of us that we are all Caesars. Pardon me for a moment. We got a little, our camera person there is our little camera. There you go. Okay. There you go. All right. Let's hot mic. Anyway, let's just do this and have a little fun here. You're okay, little one. Okay, let's get on with the NBA scores, and I'm going to take off the headphones because once again, I can't hear myself. Well, I can, but sometimes it's better that I just. Okay, in the let's go with the games that are still going on. 1:13 left to play in third quarter. The Golden State Warriors lead the Atlanta Hawks by 10, 95-85. 1 little second remaining in the third quarter. It is Phoenix Suns 98, the Sacramento Kings 76, and Uno is starting to dial phone numbers now. Anyway, as we go on here, Los Angeles Lakers, they lead the Carolina Hornets by a score of 61-60. Yay. New York Knicks beat the Philadelphia 76ers by a score of 103-96. Chicago Bulls beat the Brooklyn Nets 118-95. Final in overtime, finally, something actually interesting. Grizzlies over the Timberwolves 125-118. Mavericks over the Pelicans by a score of 108-92. Denver Nuggets over the Miami Heat 113-96. And that does it for the NBA. What about the G League, as some will call it, or some used to call it, as my mom in the background tries to get the camera cat to listen, not knowing that we are live, as we say.
I apologize.
Thank you. We accept your apologies here.
Forever.
I will when I get a here right now. Gotta get where are the scores? I think this is our score button. Okay. No, she didn't. No. Here we go. It is the eighth. The eighth, guys. Let's get to the eighth. All right, we got 2 games in the G League to talk to you about, and they're all finals. Where am I here? Okay, there we go. There we are. Iowa Wolves over the Sioux Falls Skyforce 129-125. And the Wisconsin Herd beat the Cleveland Charge by a score of 126-124. And you're getting back behind the camera. Oh, good. This is going to be a fun-filled hour. And that is the NBA G League. Of course, the G League is Gatorade. You know, they're the thirst quencher, and we're a thirst trap here on this broadcast. Okay. What we do to give you information. Okay, we go from the NBA. The hardwood. We go from the hardwood to the hard ice, or the hard synthetic ice, for those of you who know what the NHL is. 4, 3, 2, 1. Final scores, and hey, they finally heard me again. They're going for a 3-star selection. So are we. Washington Capitals defeated the Boston. Let's try that again. Washington Capitals beat the Buffalo Sabres by a score of 5-3. Wilson 2 goals. Ovechkin for Washington 1 goal, 2 assists, and McMichael for Washington 1 goal. Rangers beat the Florida Panthers 4-3. Yeah, let's boom up here so I don't screw up. Then again, the screw-ups are funny. Shesterkin for the Rangers, 42 saves. Kreter, 1 goal, 1 assist for Rangers. And Zibanejad for the Rangers, 2 assists. Los Angeles Kings over the Toronto Maple Leafs, 5-1. Dano for Los Angeles, 2 goals, 1 assist. Thanisau for Los Angeles, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Quick for Los Angeles, 33 saves. And that's it for that part of hockey. Right now, we head on over to what we like to call the infamously fun minor leagues, or the American Hockey League. And we don't have to worry about their things, because there was no games Monday in the AHL. So how about the OHL? How about the Ontario Hockey League? Did they have any games? No, they did not. So they're done. We're done with the hockey portion of our broadcast. Let us now anyway, excuse me for a moment. Let's do some headlines while we're on the subject of here. Let's give you the MLB Awards finalists for MVP, Cy Young, Rookie, and Manager of the Year were announced. The schedule, by the way, for finding out the winners next week, November 15th, the Jackie Robinson Rookie of the Year, Tuesday, November 16th, Manager of the Year, Wednesday, November 17th, Cy Young, and Thursday, November 18th, Most Valuable Player. Now, the Rookie of the Year, the nominees are for National League, Dylan Carlson, Cardinals, Jonathan India, Reds, Trevor Rogers, Marlins. For the American League, Randy Arozarena for the Rays, Wander Franco for the Rays, and Luis Garcia for the Astros. Manager of the Year for the National League, Craig Counsell for the Brewers, Gabe Kapler for the Giants, Mike Schilt for the Cardinals. The American League, Dusty Baker, Astros, Kevin Cash, Cervantes, the Mariners. Cy Young, the nominee. Whoa, hey, we're tilted. There we go. Now you got us. Thank you, Uno, for pointing out that our camera was not pointed towards me in this direction. Now it is. Hi there. Cy Young, Corbin Burns for the Brewers, Max Scherzer, Dodgers, Zach Wheeler, Phillies in the National League. In the American League, Garrett Cole, Yankees, Lance Lynn, White Sox, Robbie Ray, Blue Jays. And in the MVP, National League, Bryce Harper, Phillies, Juan Soto, National, Fernando Tatis Jr., Padres. In the American League, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Blue Jays, former Lansing Lugnet. Shohei Ohtani, the Angels, and Marcus Semien for the Blue Jays. How much you want to bet the Angels will get the AL and Fernando Tatis will get the NL? Cy Young. Should be fun to find out, and everybody is going to be happy and content. Clap your hands. All right, we continue on. By the way, Nick Rekieta did a great job on day 6 of the Rittenhauser trial, and he is back on the air tonight with his usual stream, Lost Blaming the Interwebs. And wow, what a day for the interwebs, and what a day for Nick Rekieta. He's got a lot to talk about. New midnight Eastern, 11 Central. And we don't know where Odell Beckham Jr. will play next, but we do know one place he won't be playing, the Motor City. Lions coach Dan Campbell was asked during his little presser whether or not, which has the league's top waiver priority due to its 0-8 record, will put a claim in on Beckham. Simply, and no. According to MLive.com, the Browns officially placed a receiver on waivers on Monday. Teams have until Tuesday at 4 to put in a claim. Any team claiming him would assume his contract for the rest of the season at $7.25 million. Oh. Campbell noted that he and GM Brad Holmes talk about everything, but that they decided this move is not for them. Said Campbell, quote, he was no different. I'll just leave it at that. Regarding how they handled this discussion in comparison to opportunities to acquire other players, quote, look, our ears, our eyes are everything. And if there was a certain way to make things work, we'd be open for just about any player if it made sense, end quote. Now, one of the most heavily rumored landing spots for Beckham is New Orleans, if he lands there. It will not be via waivers. Saint coach Sean Payton also said on Monday that the Saints will put in a claim for Beckham. Of course, there's a good reason for that. Quote from Payton, the claiming deadline is today. No, it's impossible for us to put a claim in on the player. You just have to look at the salary cap space, and if we were going to put in a claim, it wouldn't be something we discuss. I know it makes hit-worthy news, or not so hit-worthy news. Now, New Orleans has just over $537,000 in salary cap space this moment, according to Sports Track, which means Beckham's salary can't fit on the books. If the Saints are going to sign him, it will have to be after he clears waivers and they make another move to clear room under the cap. So The contest to get the problematic Odell Beckham Jr. continues, and at least for the Lions, they ain't interested. And the Saints, they ain't either. In the NBA, have we got some fun? Once again, Ben Simmons is the main topic of discussion. Where's he going to play for? Well, the Boston Celtics have started to talk to the Philadelphia 76ers and trade talks for the disgruntled All-Star, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic. There is reportedly no traction yet, and any deal would have to include All-Star forward Jaylen Brown. However, after weeks of seemingly no news to report regarding trade negotiations, Boston appears to be the first and probably only suitor whose interest has been renewed by a slow start. The Celtics are 4-6 thus far this season. Team leaders Marcus Smart recently criticized Brown and Jason Tatum for not passing enough late in games. And when asked if he had the right group of players in Boston, team president Brad Stevens said, well, we're going to. How are you, lady? How's everything? Just stop by to drop a like and say howdy. Well, thank you very much. Missed you. And we have done our hockey scores, and hopefully you can catch them on the replay. Didn't get a chance to do this, but for you, Dandelion, we play Canada's second national anthem. There you go. Hockey Night in Canada, done in the kazoo form that is also known as Canada's second national anthem. And let's face it, it's more popular than O Canada. And once again, we have to end that by saying, all hail Prime Minister Don Cherry, the real leader of Canada. Thank you very much. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Passing certainly isn't a problem for Simmons. He's never averaged fewer than 6.9 assists per game over a full season. By contrast, no player on Boston's roster has ever averaged more than 6.3. While Brown is a strong defender in his own right, Simmons is a Defensive Player of the Year runner-up and would be a substantial upgrade on that front. Oh, joy. Oh, raptor. Ho, 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 ho. Mom, again, hot mic. Thank you, though. Thank you, Dandelion. And that's okay.
Trying to find out where he's at.
Probably in your room, Mom. Let's see. The musical instrument of love, the kazoo. get one, won't you? Anyway, okay. Looks like the Yankees are going to be getting a new third base coach, and it's a former manager of the Mets. That's right. Rojas, known in the first name, Luis Rojas, just be a good third base coach. He is the son of Philippe Alou. He was the Mets manager the past 2 seasons. The 40-year-old replaced Carlos Beltran, who never managed a game for the Mets and was dismissed in 2020 in the aftermath of the Astros sign-stealing trash can scandal due to his reported heavy involvement. Rojas went 26-34 in the pandemic-shortened 2020 season. And then, where are we? 77-85 last year in a vacuum that might have been a friable record, but the Mets had a 4.5 game lead in the National League East in late July and ended up 11.5 games out. They went 22-39 in that stretch. They also had some clubhouse issues that bled out in the public eye. Now, just because Rojas getting fired was probably the right move, that doesn't mean he shouldn't get a job like this. He is a well-respected baseball man from a famed baseball family. He's won championships as a manager in both the minors and the Dominican Republic. Now, perhaps stepping into the Yankees third base coaching role is what gets him back on track as an up-and-comer. We just witnessed what a rock star Ron Washington became in Atlanta with his third base coaching exploits during their World Series run. The Yankees third base coach last season was Phil Nevin, and he had to defend decisions several times throughout the regular season and in the wild card game. He's been let go by the Yankees. Last season, the Yankees made 50 outs on the bases, which was the 8th most in all of baseball. The big number, though, would have been the 22 outs they made at home. That was tied for the most with the Royals. They were also one of the worst teams in baseball taking the extra base. Simply said, they needed a base running overhaul. Maybe Rojas taking over for Nevin at third will be part of that equation. So now, this just went final. Would you like to know what it was? That's right. Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Chicago Bears 29-27. It went right down to the wire, so Pittsburgh squeaks out a 2-point victory over the Chicago Bears, and we'll talk more about it, as well as 4 other games for a total of 5, which we like to call the top 5, which finally gets started at 11:35 tomorrow on our little broadcast of love. Anyway, we don't want to forget that 7 p.m. tomorrow night, finally, after a blooper of a broadcast last Tuesday, we'll be on 6:55 p.m. Eastern Time with the college football playoff rankings. And rest assured, I think we know who the top 2 are. We'll give you the top 10 and anything else that we can think of. It's going to be an interesting show. We'll do it as we do this show with a little bit of luck and a lot of comedy, some of which is better than an actual show. Anyway, let's see. We've done Zut. We done Zut. We done Zut. We done Zut. College football. Let's go with it here. Okay, guys? Well, kind of looks like Washington. Looks like college football. We got a suspension to talk about. Washington has suspended its second-year coach, Jimmy Lake, for 1 week following a home loss to rival Oregon that kept an embarrassing week for the program and its coach. Lake, just 7-6, as coach of the Huskies, shoved and smacked a player in the helmet with a play sheet during the game, otherwise known as the Woody Hayes defense. Woody Hayes, of course, the famed coach who ended his career by almost choking one of his players when the feud between the rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State reached its apex long ago. Anyway, he will miss Washington's game this Saturday against AZ, Arizona State. Let's see. Washington Athletic Director Jen Cohen in a statement said, quote, "Our staff has spent the last 24 plus hours reviewing video of the incident, as well as speaking with Coach Lake, the involved student athlete, and several other student athletes and members of the staff. And I have made the decision to suspend Coach Lake for next Saturday's game against Arizona State. We are in agreement that while we do not believe that his actions were intentional or deliberate, we can have no tolerance for a coach interacting with a student in the manner Coach Lake did. We have high expectations of conduct for our coaches, and we will not shy away from those expectations," end quotation. Now, losing to Oregon was expected, but the way in which Washington fell was infuriating to its fans. Lake decided to punt down 8 points with under 2 minutes left to go in the game. Now, compounding that situation was an errant snap that launched through the end zone for a safety, essentially eliminating any possibility of a comeback. Lake was also caught on camera striking redshirt freshman linebacker Rupert Fuavai in the face in an attempt to break up an altercation with Oregon players. Don't coaches nowadays believe in just, putting your hands towards your knees, looking up in the sky, chanting Om a lot before you do the games? It makes you feel better. Let's see. Let's go from one extreme to another. We have a little media bite for you. We got a little media bite for you. And it happens to be, yes, our friends at CBS Sports snagged another bit of soccer beginning next summer. Shall we tell you about it? Well, we shall. CBS Sports has nabbed another set of soccer rights for its Paramount Plus streaming service, which continues to be a cornerstone streaming platform for soccer fans. Women's Super League, which is the English top flight for women's soccer. The agreement begins next year and runs 24. That's 2 seasons. And we're bringing 57 matches to Paramount Plus and CBS Sports Network in each of the 2 seasons of the deal. The release we speak of, but we must do it in an English accent. So here we go. The Barclays FA Women's Super League features some of the most recognizable soccer brands in the world and is an excellent addition to CBS Sports' premium soccer portfolio, said Daniel Weinberg, Executive Vice President of Programming, CBS Sports. We look forward to bringing the exciting action of the BFAWSL to fans across Paramount Plus and CBS Sports Network. With our wide array of soccer properties and robust year-round match coverage, we are a must-have for soccer fans. We are delighted to be partnering with CBS Sports for the next 2 seasons and are looking forward to the coverage they beam to households across the United States, said James Raleigh, the Football Association head of broadcast and media rights. Their delivery of soccer, whether men's or women's, is of the highest quality, and their reputation within the industry is one that's growing rapidly. We look forward to working with them over the next few years. Yes, that's charming, isn't it? Shall we go for tea and and some crumpets? Now, this is somewhat similar to WSL's agreement with NBC Sports, with roughly half the league schedule available. The 12-team WSL has a 132-match, 22-match week season. And most of those matches streaming. The amount of matches available also lines up with the WSL's domestic deal, which has 66 matches available on Sky and BBC Network in the UK. Now, not only does this bolster Paramount Plus's library of live soccer, by the way, Paramount Plus, formerly CBS All Access, must say that. And wait for the bell to ring. Promo plug. It also cements their commitment to women's soccer. The NWSL inked a deal with CBS in 2020, and it's been a cornerstone part of their soccer offerings over the last year and a half. Plenty of United States women's national team stars, along with scores of stars from other countries, play in both leagues, and it'll be much easier for fans to watch week in and week out instead of helicoptering it for international qualifiers, friendlies, or tournaments. Now, will this be the first step for CBS into the English soccer market? The company is one of many reportedly interested in the big dada, the Premier League rights, with bids due today. Winning any Premier League package, either the full rights or part of a split package, would be a massive gift for CBS Sports and would solidify the company's commitment to broadcasting soccer in the U.S. going forward. I don't know if the FA-WSL agreement will impact CBS's attempt at nabbing the Premier League either way, but it can't hurt. It can only enhance. And with NBC Sports in the last few months of not only their contract with the Premier League, but of course NBCSN about to shut down on December 31st, you gotta know that they got to think, well, we should go with a network that has in on the Premier League. And let's see, there's ESPN, which once upon a time did broadcast Premier League football or soccer. There's Fox. They got not just one, not just two. They got two freebies called Fox One and Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports 2. Of course, they got Fox Soccer Plus, but that's pay. They've also got Fox Sports Online. They've got Fox Sports Go. And they've also got their own network called Fox. So we will just have to wait and see what freaking happens next. Don't we, kiddies? Yes, we do. Okay, speaking of soccer, and we were speaking of soccer, so we're speaking of it again. Time now to give you a what for of events and there was only 3 games happening, so let's do it now. Let's do it slowly. Gotta play it. Anyway, here we go. In the FA Cup, Dagenham and Redbridge lost to Salford City 1-0. In the FA Women's Championship, it was Bristol City and Coventry United tied at 1. And on the streets of Brazil, boom chicka boom chicka boom. Chapecoense and Flamengo, ole ole, la, ta, ta. Tied at 2. They went to a ballet and they got a 2-2 game there. Anyway, that's that for that. My God. We've been only on, as my clock here says, we started at 11:35. It is now 12:16. Let me see here. Started 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Wow, we're almost at the 45-minute mark. We're going to make it. Might have to ad-lib, but hey, we're going to do our best. What else do we have? I mean, we've already done, I think, some of the I don't know if there's any other hockey leagues we can discuss. At least that have thank you, a little cheddar. Okay, so I'm going to do this for a moment here, so just give me a little ribald moment. Take a little chew for a second. It's a cheese break. Excuse me, going down. All right, Chuckles. Hmm. 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 Okay, folks. We got a new NASCAR, so let's do it. And the magic season for Kyle Larson was terrific. That's right. At the end of an almost mythical season came the quintessential story of redemption. Taking advantage of an opportune caution and a blazingly fast pit stop by his number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet crew, Kyle Larson held off Martin Truex Jr. during a 24-lap green flag run to finish in Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series Championship race in Phoenix. The victory, his 10th of the season and the 10th at a track where he had never won before, made a deserving series champion of the 29-year-old Californian who honed his racing skills just like his idol, mentor, Jeff Gordon. It was an open-wheeled cars on dirt. Now, as Larson slowed his car for the cool-down lap, the tears started flowing. And this was the Kyle Larson who watched last year's Cup Championship race from afar after drawing a suspension from NASCAR and losing his ride with Chip Ganassi Racing for using a racial slur during a non-NASCAR-related virtual race in April 2020. But after Larson did yeoman work to earn reinstatement, team owner Rick Hendrick hired the virtuoso driver who won 46 dirt races in multiple divisions during his absence from NASCAR. Now, Hendrick's decision paid immediate dividends, and it culminated in the 14th Series Championship for the organization, the most in the series. Until lap 282 of 312, however, Larson's chances of victory were all but non-existent. He was fourth among the championship 4 drivers and trailing Truex, the leader at the time, by more than 4 seconds. But on the lap that changed the race, the brakes in David Starr's number 13 Toyota exploded and dropped a rotor in the low lane in turn 3. Now, under the resulting caution, the 9th of the race, Larson's crew performed its second fastest stop of the year and got Larson off pit road and lead from pit stall number 1, which the driver had earned by winning the pole during Saturday's qualifying. Larson restarted from the outside on lap 289 with Hamlin beside him. Truex, who lost 2 positions on pit road, lined up behind Larson with defending champion Chase Elliott to his inside. Larson surged into the lead and Truex followed, passing Hamlin. Truex contested the lead early in the run before Larson established a more comfortable margin, but Truex was closing at the finish and was just 0.398 seconds behind when Larson crossed the stripe for the final time to earn the 16th victory of his career. Now, before lap 282, caution, Hamlin's number 11, Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, was closing in on Truex, but the yellow flag foiled the well-executed game plan by Hamlin's team. Now, had he won, the 25-year-old Elliott would have become the youngest driver to win multiple Cup championships, but his number 9 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet didn't have either the track position or the necessary speed in the final run. But they'll be back next year, and it all begins again next year in February in Daytona. So for right now, with the exception of a few race teams and some maybe breaking news for a couple of months, NASCAR racing, BOWS, and Formula One racing for the remainder of the season takes over. The post-race inspection, as well as a vehicle and engine teardown, confirmed Larson as the race winner and champion. The number 18 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota of Kyle Busch was found to have 2 lug nuts not safe and secure. The number 11 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota of driver Denny Hamlin. The number 2 Penske Team Ford of driver Brad Keselowski, and the number 21 Wood Brothers Racing Ford of driver Matt DiBenedetto. The number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota of driver Martin Truex, and the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet of Larson each had one lug nut not safe and secure. Fines to those respective crew chiefs will be assessed on the NASCAR penalty report, which is typically released on Tuesday. And a big reminder that when we restart when we restart, there's going to be a couple of changes. First, of course, February 6th, I guess we can call it preseason starts. The Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum will be handled at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, February 6th, 8 p.m. on Fox Sports 1 and radio coverage on the Motor Racing Network. Then on February 17th, that's Thursday at 7 p.m., it's the Blue Green Vacations Duel number 1 at Daytona International Speedway. That will also be on Fox Sports 1 and the Motor Racing Network on radio. That'll be at 7 p.m. Then at 9 p.m., it is the second of the twin duels in Daytona, also on FS1. And the official start will go, by the way, the two duels are for the starting lineup for the Daytona 500, which February 20th at 2:30 p.m., Big Rock Daddy Fox, and that'll be when the next season 2022, begins in earnest. And checking out, because I know a lot of people who are watching in Michigan are saying, so when does Michigan International Speedway do their thing? August 7th, Firekeepers Casino, Michigan International Speedway. That race will be the first race to be shown on the USA Network and radio coverage on the Motor Racing Network. And it'll be streamed on NBC Sports website. And it'll also probably be on Peacock as well. So there you go. Be happy, be willing, be goody. Thank you very much. Thank you, gracias, and muchas gracias. Okay, we're done with racing, and guess what? We've only got one more segment left. We've literally gone through half the segments, all the segments we've had. So now we go, as we bow our heads in a moment of silent goodwill, and we say to thee, let's pop her up and rock and ride to some international sports. And let's give you, by the way, a little update, if we can, on the couple of basketball games. 12 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. It's Golden State Warriors 127, the Atlanta Hawks 113. And 12 minutes left in the third quarter. It's Los Angeles over Charlotte, 91-87. And you got to be kidding. That's it? Wow, we're going to be tap dancing then. Let's do a little cricket, shall we? In the ICC World 20 second stage, India beat Namibia 136 over 1 to 132 over 8. India won by 9 wickets. If I knew how to play, I mean, I have been listening to cricket. I'm beginning to fall in love with that thing. I mean, I know it's sort of like a mini version of baseball on acid or on Red Bull, name your pick. So we done it with that. We are done quickly with it. Let's get back to the homeland here, if we can do that. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Domo arigato, Michel Robato. Okay, what else can we talk about here while we have this moment? Do we have any other? Let's. Oops. Yeah, let's do some NHL news. Okay, and wow, they got a lot. 1 week after Chicago Blackhawks owner, hi there, Rocky Wirtz requested that the Hockey Hall of Fame remove Bradley Aldrich's name from the Stanley Cup, the Hall of Fame has blotted out the name of the team's former video coach from their 2009-2010 season, according to a report from the Associated Press's Jay Cohen. The Hall of Fame covered Bradley Aldrich's name in X's on Sunday during the process of engraving the names of the 2020-2021 Tampa Bay Lightning onto the cup. Aldrich's removal from the Stanley Cup comes after the revelation of his crimes, which include the sexual assault of a Blackhawks player in May of 2010. In July, a lawsuit on a John Doe, threatening him with physical violence before forcibly touching him and committed lewd and lascivious non-consensual sex acts. In October, John Doe revealed himself to be former Blackhawk left wing and 2008 first-round pick Kyle Beach. Now, amid the fallout of Beach's coming forward, which includes claims that the of Aldrich's crimes and did nothing, Wirtz asked for the removal of Aldrich's name from the Stanley Cup in a letter written to Hall of Fame director Lanny McDonald last week, stating that Aldrich's conduct disqualifies him from being included on the cup. In addition to sexually assaulting Beach, Aldrich also confessed to sexually assaulting a Michigan high school student who was named the school's boys hockey team, an offense for which he served 9 months in prison. He has also been accused of sexually assaulting 2 men while working as an assistant coach at Miami of Ohio University. I wish we had good news to report. Well, maybe that was good news in some aspect. Can we, as I say, concludez-vous? Yeah. Yeah, wrong. There we go. We got time. We'll do another, we'll do a positive story here. This is something. The International Ice Hockey Federation is considering cutting the Chinese men's hockey team from the 2020 Beijing Olympics. Irony, since Beijing is in China and they are hosting the Winter Games, according to a report from the New York Times. Now, if China gets up being removed from the games, it would mark the first time an Olympic host has been removed from the hockey tournament. IIHF President Luc Tardif stated last month that it's possible that the Chinese team could be removed from the men's hockey tournament due to, quote, insufficient sporting standard, end quote. Tardif told Agence France Presse, quote, this question really arises for the men's team, not for the women's team. There are going to be games for the China team that will be overseen by an IIHF official, and a decision will be made afterwards. Watching a team being beaten 15-0 is not good for anyone, not for China or for ice hockey, end quote. Now, if China gets replaced, 11th-ranked Norway would likely take their spot in the tournament. Now, the Chinese team is traditionally from the Beijing-based Kunlun Red Star team, which plays in the Continental Hockey League, largely made up of teams in Russia. The IIHF currently has China ranked as the 32nd best team in the world and would face the likes of Canada and the U.S. in the opening round of the Olympic tournament. The Red Star has won just 5 out of their 22 games this season and is currently in last place in the league in those 22 games. The Red Star has surrendered 81 goals while only scoring 48 in the KHL. The IIHF is scheduled to hold a board meeting next week in which China's fate is likely to be decided. The Beijing Olympics are scheduled to begin on February 4th and here in the United States, unless the U.S. boycotts them due to the human rights violations in the country, China, especially to the desecration of an entire race called the Uyghurs. Then let me just make sure I spelled that correctly. Okay. Okay, I want to make sure I get the proper pronunciation. Yes. Let me just yes, they are known as Uyghurs. Uyghur. Uyghurs. It is pronounced that way, so we won't have any problems. But China's got a big human rights problem. So we'll just say the Beijing Olympics, whether we go or not, start on February 4th. And you can catch it on NBC and the NBC family of broadcast networks. So there you go. Yes, it is a super sports year for NBC Sports. They not only have the Olympics in February, but they also have the Super Bowl. That's going to be fun. Okay, and that, my friends, we got about, 3 minutes left? Yeah, we got about 3 minutes left. Let's, what can we do with 3 minutes? Yes. Yada, 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 yada. Let's see. Okay, we'll do this story right here. Late Tuesday night, inside Madison Square Garden, Mike Krzyzewski will emerge from a tunnel and step onto a court equipped with a top 10 team led by one of the world's best NBA prospects. So in a lot of ways, this will be very normal. He's been consistently coaching top 10 teams with incredible NBA prospects for decades, but the scene and the feeling is obviously expected to be different because of Coach K's announcement this past summer that his 47th season on the college sideline will be his last. This is the beginning of the end of a big era, and it's the highlight of college basketball's opening day. Duke versus Kentucky is big anytime, anywhere under the circumstances because it's always the showdown between two of the four winningest programs in NCAA history, and arguably its two biggest brands. But what's on deck is bigger than usual, and a reminder that Coach K announcing his retirement in advance of his final season is actually a cool thing, even if it's been oddly criticized by some. If not for that announcement, we wouldn't be talking about it here. But he is truly the one, the only true GOAT. Well, the second GOAT. Of course, we all know the first GOAT is a man that coached the fabled UCLA Bruins. He's known as John Wood. He's known as John Wooden. So another, let's see, there was Dick Vitale. So he would be the second college GOAT. Then, of course, the great Jimmy Valvano, God rest his soul, was the third. So there are others, but Coach K is definitely among the true college basketball GOATs, and we will miss him. So there you go. On that level, do we have time for one more? If not, just say no. Do we have time? Let me get my ears on here to see if we got a chance to see. That it? That's it. Okay, we are done for tonight. We have done our hour until we meet you again tomorrow at the same respectful time, 11:35 Eastern, 8:35 Pacific. I am Steve, the Baxman Baxley. Don't forget, we finally get it right. We'll be on the air 6:05 p.m. tomorrow with week 2 of the college football playoff rankings. And we'll do it like we do this show, strangely. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. And remember, be good to one another. Let there be positivity. Let the world know that we all have hearts, we all have souls, and we all have love for our fellow man, woman, and everyone else in this free world. And with that said, I have but one more thing to say. This has been a presentation of Mr. Fine Creativity Productions in association with the fine folks at L2C Network and L2C Sports. And until then, I guess you would call me the Craig Kilborn. And this has been the low budget sports version of the Daily Show called Sports Final. Thanks everybody for watching. Good night. Be good to one another, and remember, the world needs a hug. Please give them one. So long, everybody.